Welcome to the Detached Podcast. If you're here, you may feel that the parenting advice everyone swears by never quite fits your reality. You try to apply it, and something still feels off. Here's the truth most people don't say out loud. It feels off for almost everyone. You're very capable. You figure things out. You solve problems for a living. And maybe not on paper, but in practice, you are the responsible one. And somehow, that same instinct that keeps everything afloat out there is what quietly unravels things at home. This episode is called The Stolen Struggle. And before we dive in, I want to read something from my book, The Detached Parent, because it sets the tone for everything that follows. Confidence isn't handed down. It's earned, one messy attempt at a time. Your job isn't to manufacture it. It's to stop getting in the way of it. And here's the paradox. The harder you work to build your child's confidence, the more you might be hindering it, because every rescue short-circuits the brain's natural process of resilience. They need that struggle, we all do, to prove to ourselves what we can really do. So no struggle means no dopamine reward. No evidence means no real confidence. What you're about to hear is a conversation about how the most loving interventions have been interrupting what I call the confidence loop. That internal cycle where belief leads to action. Action creates evidence, and evidence builds lasting confidence.
Today, we're really getting into something. It's this paradox.
A painful one, too, where you have this deep belief, right, that you can engineer success for your kids, find that optimal path.
Exactly. That impulse to optimize, to smooth the road, because you're competent, you know how to solve problems. And you love your kids, desperately want them to succeed without the pain.
But what we're diving into today, based on some incredibly honest sharing, is how that very optimization, that loving, competent intervention, might actually be doing the opposite. It might be blocking the path.
That's the core of it. We're calling it the stolen struggle. It's the cycle, isn't it? Where we jump in to prevent failure, to stop the discomfort.
That protective urge is so strong.
So strong. But in doing that, we might be robbing them of the chance to build the evidence they need for real confidence. Because, and this is the crux, competence builds confidence, not the other way around. You have to earn it.
Yeah, you really do. And we're picking up right after this, this really raw moment. And meticulously planned this whole entry into soccer for the 8-year-old.
Optimized it.
Totally optimized. Research teams, found the perfect coach, got the right gear, everything. And then standing there on the sideline, watching my daughter just refuse to even step onto the field.
Despite all the prep.
All of it. Collapsing under this one quiet question she asked me. What if I'm not good? It just floored me.
That feeling, the deflation, right? When you realize all that effort, all that really careful planning to prevent failure, it didn't just not work. It almost felt like it made things worse.
Oh, absolutely worse. It felt like I hadn't just wasted my time and money, but like I'd actively contributed to her fear. It was crushing.
Yeah.
And let's unpack the prep because this wasn't casual.
No, for someone like you with your background, getting your kid into soccer isn't just signing a form. It's it's like launching a product.
It totally was. A project management exercise, exactly. I wasn't just looking for a team. I was optimizing for the right experience.
Yeah.
Psychological safety was like my number one KPI.
Right.
I spent, honestly, weeks researching, actually researching, reading websites, parent reviews. I had a spreadsheet.
You had a spreadsheet for 8-year-old soccer.
I did. Comparing coaching philosophies. I specifically ruled out any team that sounded even vaguely competitive. I wanted developmental. That was the key word. Led by a developmental coach. No focus on winning, just skills and fun. Or so I thought.
Trying to create this perfectly sterile, low-friction environment, remove all the bumps beforehand.
Precisely. Because I figured, okay, that first practice, that's peak anxiety time, right?
Yeah.
She won't know anyone, won't know the drills. She'll feel awkward, maybe embarrassed. That would just confirm her fear. See, I'm not good at this.
So you wanted to head that off at the pass.
Couldn't let it happen. So I took the extra step, the optimization step. I found this specialized skills coach, highly recommended, but, expensive, across town, twice a week leading up to it.
Wow.
And I booked her for a private session before the very first team practice.
Okay, so walk me through the thinking there. Why the private session first? What was the specific goal of that move?
The logic. It felt so solid at the time. It was like undeniable to me. If I could just install a baseline skill set, just enough so she wouldn't look completely lost doing the first warm-up drills.
Ah, okay. So she wouldn't have that initial shock of incompetence.
Exactly. She'd know how to dribble a little, trap the ball, or just something. So she'd feel that tiny bit of, okay, I can do this part. It was meant to give her this, like, preloaded success, a little boost.
The confidence injection, basically. Preempt the anxiety with a dose of competence.
Yeah. A preemptive strike against the I'm not good fear. Make her feel more confident before she even started.
But here's the fascinating and kind of painful irony that emerged, right? You, the super competent parent, pouring all this energy, time, money into removing every single possible struggle.
Every awkward moment, every potential failure point. I thought I was building this safety net, like this guarantee.
QAing the experience, making it bug-free before launch.
Totally. Like an MVP launch, but I wanted it perfect on day one.
But think about the message the child receives. They see mom or dad going to these extreme lengths, researching coaches like they're hiring a CEO, finding specialized private lessons nobody else is doing. They don't necessarily think, oh, wow, this is safe because they prepared so much. They might be thinking,
wow, this must be incredibly hard or scary or high stakes.
exactly. If my really capable parent had to do all this
Just so I wouldn't fail immediately, then this must be like a really big, dangerous thing. Oh, my God.
the optimization itself signals the danger. It amped up the pressure instead of easing it.
Wait, that clicks. Because when it came time for the actual warm-ups, the lowest stakes part, she just froze, utterly froze. It wasn't gradual. It was instant.
The shutdown signal.
Yeah, all that work I did, it meant nothing in that moment. She didn't trust it. Maybe she didn't trust me. Or maybe the prep itself made it scarier.
Yeah.
Wow.
Describe that shutdown signal again. What does it look like precisely? Because this is the moment the parent reflex kicks in hard.
It's visceral. I dread it. She gets the face. That's what I call it. It's instantaneous. She looks down first, shoulders hunch in like she's trying to physically shrink.
Protect yourself.
Yeah. Her jaw gets tight. And then the eyes, they just well up. Not always crying, but that glassy shine, it's right there. The pressure is built up. And then comes the line, the killer line. I can't do this, or I'm not good at it, said it this. Finality.
Yeah.
Like the judge's gavel has come down. System offline.
And in that moment, seeing her distress, that physical shrinking, the tears welling, what's your gut reaction, your immediate, overwhelming parental impulse?
Oh, it's like a fire alarm goes off inside me. Stop the pain. Make it stop. Now.
Before it gets worse.
Before it fully hits. Before the meltdown. Before the public embarrassment, even if public is just two other parents half watching. I hate seeing her feel inadequate or unhappy. So I jump in.
How? What does jumping in look like?
I swoop.
Right.
I try to reason with her first sometimes. It's okay. You know how to do this. But mostly I offer the escape hatch immediately.
The out.
The out. Hey, it's okay, sweetie. We don't have to go in right now. We can just sit here and watch. Or even, you know what? Let's just go get ice cream. I extinguish the struggle. Poof. Gone.
Stop the discomfort. Prevent the tears. Prevent the scene.
Yeah. I stop the negative feeling for her, but also maybe for me too.
Yeah.
Because my anxiety spikes seeing her like that. So I kill the struggle before it even has a chance to, play out.
And right there, that's it, isn't it? That's the stolen struggle, prioritizing the immediate comfort, hers and maybe yours, over the long-term things she actually needs.
Like what? The evidence.
The evidence, the proof earned through struggle that she can handle it, that she can survive feeling awkward or failing a little. It's done out of love, obviously, but
it stops her from building that internal structure.
Yeah.
That confidence thing. Oh, God. It's like I'm building the bridge for her every single time.
And realizing that the moment you thought you were being the most supportive, giving her the out, was actually maybe the moment you were undermining her long-term confidence. That's paralyzing.
It really is. Because once you see it in the big, dramatic soccer moment, suddenly you see it everywhere. It's not just sports. It's like this low hum in the background of daily life.
This pattern of intervention, you mentioned schoolwork being another place this plays out. The cycle of child starts to struggle, signals distress, parent jumps in.
Oh, homework. Yeah. That's maybe even worse. Because it's constant. 5 nights a week, right? Everyone's tired.
Prime meltdown territory.
Exactly. She hits a math problem that's a bit tricky, needs a few steps. Or like a writing prompt where she has to come up with her own idea, not just fill in blanks. Instantly you see the shift.
The tension rises.
The body language.
Yeah.
The sighing. Staring at the paper, she just won't even try it alone. She'll just sit there, absorbing the difficulty like it's radiation. And then the call.
Mom, I don't get it. This is too hard. Help me. And there's the signal, triggering the parent response. But it's not just her discomfort this time, is it? It's also the clock.
Oh, totally. It's
Okay.
both. I see her frustration building. I know where this is heading. Tears, yelling, a whole drawn-out battle. And I look at the clock thinking, okay, this is going to derail the whole evening. Bedtime routine out the window, 30 minutes of drama. Or I can solve this in 5 minutes because I can.
Yeah.
I know the answer. I see the logical steps she's missing. So to keep the peace, to save time, to just get it done,
You become the shortcut.
I become the shortcut. I sit
Yeah.
down, maybe guide her really closely. Okay, what if you try this? Remember that other problem? Or sometimes, honestly, if it's late and I'm tired, I might just nudge her hand or take the pencil or type the hard sentence structure for her.
Just solve the tricky bit. Get past the roadblock.
Yeah, provide the cognitive heavy lifting she's resisting. Just get us to the finish line for that assignment.
Okay, let's analyze that. Because it feels efficient, right?
Yeah.
It solves the immediate problem. But what's the underlying message she's receiving when you do that?
Well, she gets the right answer. She gets the A or the check mark. So isn't it good? She sees success.
She sees the outcome of success. But did she experience the process? By jumping in to solve it fast, you inadvertently confirm her initial cry for help.
How? I'm helping her succeed.
You're confirming her belief. This is too hard for me. I do need help. Think about the data her brain logs. It's problem encountered, anxiety spikes, parent intervenes, problem solved.
Right.
Where's the step where she pushes through the difficulty? Where she tries a strategy, fails, tries another, and finally figures it out. That crucial piece is missing.
She bypasses the struggle, the cognitive work.
Oh. She gets the knowledge, the answer to that specific problem, but zero evidence of her own capability to handle hard problems in general.
So the loop is, she says, I can't. I jump in, proving implicitly that she was right, she couldn't do it alone, and then the next time a hard problem comes up.
She's even more likely to believe she can't handle it, because her personal history contains no evidence that she can. You've created dependency.
Wow. Okay. That hurts to hear, but it rings true. Because I do solve the hard parts for her. And then I'll say something like, see, you did it. You're so smart. But she didn't really do the part that felt impossible to her. I did.
You gave her the grade, but stole the feeling of self-efficacy, the I figured it out myself feeling.
Which leaves this void. Yeah. This lack of internal proof. Is that why the praise doesn't land?
Let's talk about that, the affirmation overload. When kids lack that earned evidence, we often try to fill the gap with words, right? Tell me about the kind of encouragement you were using.
Oh, constantly. Nonstop. I was like a broken record of positivity. You're so smart. You're so capable. You're amazing at this. You've totally got this. Just believe in yourself.
Trying to install the confidence verbally, like uploading software?
Exactly. I thought if I just said it enough with enough conviction, she'd internalize it. Start believing it. I was trying to talk her out of feeling inadequate.
And what was the actual effect? Did it make her feel more confident?
No. It was the opposite. It seemed to make her more anxious, especially the you're so smart stuff. The more I said it, the more pressure she seemed to feel. She'd get tense, sometimes even snap at me.
Like how?
She'd say, stop saying that, or no, I'm not, or you don't know it's not true. It's like, my words were bouncing off her. Or worse, adding weight.
Because think about it. If you praise the identity you are smart, what happens if they struggle or fail?
And they're not smart.
Right. It makes every challenge a test of that core identity. Failure isn't just, I couldn't solve this problem. It's, I am not the smart person my parent says I am. It increases the stakes massively. The praise feels unearned, disconnected from their actual experience of struggle.
Oh my God, that makes so much sense. Because the breaking point, the moment this all really crystallized for me, was over this big book report. She had to analyze themes, come up with her own interpretation.
Stuff that requires real independent thought, no easy answers.
Exactly. And she just completely melted down. Full-blown crisis.
Yeah.
Tears, shouting, throwing the book.
That sounds intense, but maybe clarifying. What came out in that moment?
It was awful, but yeah, clarifying. Amidst all the sobbing and yelling, she screamed something at me. She screamed, you keep saying I'm amazing and I'm smart, but I don't believe you. I know it's not true because I can never do anything hard. You always have to help me.
Wow.
Yeah, just laid bare. My words, all those affirmations, they weren't just empty. They felt like a lie to her. Because her lived experience, thanks to my help, was that she couldn't do hard things alone.
She was calling your bluff. Your verbal confidence wasn't backed by her experiential evidence because you kept stealing the struggle.
Stealing the struggle, yeah. I thought I was giving her support, but I was actually stealing the very things she needed to build the belief I kept telling her she should have.
And this realization, it must hit particularly hard given your own background, right? Your professional life.
Oh, the irony is, it's staggering. It's almost comical if it weren't so painful. My entire career, everything I've built, it's founded on the opposite principle.
Explain that. You're a founder, right? Build things from scratch.
Yeah, multiple times. And let me tell you, none of it came easy. Success, for me, was forged in the fire of, well, failure, frankly. Repeated failure, setbacks, things going horribly wrong.
But you didn't quit. You don't have someone jump in and fix it.
God, no. If I had, I wouldn't be here. I remember this one early venture. Catastrophic product launch. Burned through almost all our seed money. It was humiliating, terrifying. Weeks of insane hours just trying to salvage something.
Well, it's a struggle.
That is the struggle. And every time we hit a wall, every time an investor said no, every time a strategy failed, we had to figure it out. We had to pivot, learn, adapt. And through that process, through surviving those failures, I built the evidence for myself.
Evidence of what?
Evidence that I could handle it, that I could solve hard problems, that I could take a hit and keep going. My confidence wasn't based on someone telling me I was capable. It was based on the internal, hard-won data points of having been capable when things got tough. I succeeded because I struggled.
Okay, so there it is. The massive contradiction. Professionally, you embrace struggle, see failure as data, know that resilience comes from pushing through. Your success depends on it.
It's the bedrock.
Yet, as a parent, you're doing everything in your power to protect your child from that exact mechanism, the very thing that made you successful.
I'm declawing the process.
Yeah.
Removing the friction she needs to develop her own strength. When you put it like that, it sounds insane.
It's like, imagine applying your parenting strategy to your business. Would you fund a startup founder who came to you saying, we haven't actually built anything or tested it, but we're really, really confident we believe in ourselves?
Never. Absolutely not. I'd laugh them out of the room. I'd demand to see the MVP, the user testing data, the proof of concept, the evidence that they can execute, that they can overcome obstacles.
Right. You need the metrics, the demonstrated competence.
Yeah. I was expecting my own daughter to operate on pure belief, on my affirmations, without requiring her to generate her own data, her own proof through action. Oh, this is uncomfortable.
You were trying to optimize her development, like a marketing funnel, right? Remove all the friction points to get a smooth conversion.
Yeah, eliminate the struggle. But human development requires the friction. It needs the resistance to build the muscle. I was trying to give her the result without the workout.
Trying to install success via parental grant, not earned internal capital.
Exactly. And that leads us right back to the core mechanism, doesn't it? The psychology of it. Competence creates confidence. It has to.
Because competence generates the evidence, the proof. It fuels that belief in your own ability, what psychologists call self-efficacy.
Self-efficacy.
Right.
That's the missing piece. That's what I wasn't letting her build.
So let's trace that evidence loop again, clearly, because understanding this is key to breaking the pattern.
Okay, yeah. How does it work?
It starts with maybe just a little bit of belief or interest. Soccer looks kind of fun. Or, okay, I have to do this math.
Right, the starting point.
That leads to action. Trying it, kicking the ball, attempting the problem. And crucially, this action must involve some struggle. It's not supposed to be easy initially.
Okay. The struggle part, that's where I usually jump in.
Exactly. But if you don't jump in, if the struggle is allowed to happen, eventually it yields evidence. Maybe not total success, but a small win. Hey, I kicked it straight that time. Or, aha, I see how that step works. Or even just, wow, that was hard, but I survived feeling frustrated.
Little data points. Proof that effort leads somewhere.
Precisely. And that collection of evidence, those small, earned successes, builds genuine internal confidence, real self-efficacy. Okay, I can figure things out. I can handle feeling stuck.
Which then feeds back into the belief.
Right. It creates a stronger belief for the next time I handled that hard problem. Maybe I can try this even harder one. It's an upward spiral. Belief, action struggle, evidence, confidence, stronger belief.
And my supportive intervention. It's like a circuit breaker. It stops the loop dead in its tracks every single time.
It bypasses the struggle phase.
So, no evidence gets generated. Oh God, I steal the struggle. And by doing that, I prevent the very evidence she needs to feel confident.
She might learn the content, the math rule, the soccer drill, but she doesn't learn the meta skill. I am someone who can figure hard things out.
The learning gets disconnected from the self, from the feeling of capability. So she can get an A on the worksheet I helped her with, but still feel deep down like she's not actually good at math because she didn't conquer the hard parts.
You've built her a house, maybe, but she wasn't involved in laying the foundation or framing the walls. She doesn't trust the structure because she doesn't know how it holds up.
Because she never felt the weight of the beams herself. She never swung the hammer. Wow, okay. This changes how I see almost every interaction.
It's a really uncomfortable clarity, isn't it? That realization that every time you jump in, every helpful intervention, no matter how loving, it's actually preventing the competence that fuels real confidence.
Yeah. Uncomfortable is an understatement. It feels like everything I thought was good parenting was potentially counterproductive. The immediate fix, the thing that makes me feel better because her distress stops.
Yeah.
That's the long-term problem.
So the goal has to shift, right? It can't be about ensuring comfort or happiness in this exact moment.
No, the goal has to be building that evidence, building resilience, building that internal belief based on actual doing, even if the doing involves failing or crying. Ugh.
You're trading immediate relief for future strength.
But that tension, it's huge. Because my instinct, my whole being as a competent person who loves her, screams, fix IT when I see her struggling. That little furrow in her brow over the homework, the hesitation at the edge of the field.
The inefficiency of watching her flounder.
Yes. It feels inefficient. I know the answer. I know how to make the fear go away in seconds. How do you not intervene? How do you stand there and just watch her be uncomfortable or fail? No, you could fix it.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And maybe the insight here is that the primary problem isn't actually the child's lack of confidence.
It's mine.
It's the parent's inability to tolerate the child's struggle. It's about managing your anxiety, not just hers.
My anxiety about her anxiety, my discomfort with her discomfort. Oh, so when I jump in to soothe her, I'm actually soothing myself, stopping my own panic about her failing or feeling bad.
It's often intertwined, isn't it? Your success, your competence perhaps makes you less tolerant of seeing messiness, inefficiency, negative emotions, things that feel like problems to be solved immediately.
Whereas in development, those things aren't bugs, they're features. The struggle is the feature, it's necessary. Wow.
So the work isn't necessarily teaching her new coping skills initially. The first step is you developing your coping skill.
My skill for watching her struggle, for tolerating the silence while her brain works, for allowing the frustration without rushing in with the answer, for managing my own impulse to rescue.
Trading your immediate relief for her long-term gain.
That feels incredibly hard. Letting her wrestle with that geometry problem for like 20 minutes when I could explain it in 2, letting her stand at the edge of the field feeling scared, maybe even cry a little, without whisking her away for ice cream.
Standing back and letting the storm happen even though you have an umbrella in your hand? Because you know the landscape needs the rain?
Knowing the landscape needs the rain, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a powerful image. So this deep dive doesn't end with a neat checklist, does it?
No, I don't think it can. The clarity isn't an answer, it's a question you have to live with.
Can I watch them struggle? Can I endure my discomfort for the sake of their development? Can I deliberately choose the long, hard path of evidence building over the short, easy path of intervention?
That tension is the work. Allowing the struggle its full arc so the evidence can actually be logged in her internal database.
The stolen struggle. I was stealing it out of love, thinking I was giving her a head start, giving her confidence, but I was stealing the raw material she needed to build it herself. Oh man, hashtag tag outro.
So wrapping up this pretty intense deep dive, the core takeaway really crystallizes around that competence paradox. We try to install confidence first, using praise, resources, removing obstacles.
Yeah, try and shortcut the process, pump them up with words.
But it backfires, right? It often increases anxiety because the child has no inner proof, no lived experience to back up those affirmations. Confidence isn't given, it's earned. It's the result of competence, which is built through action, through struggle, through gathering that personal evidence.
It has to be built brick by brick, through experience, no shortcuts.
And for everyone listening, the challenge maybe is to take this out of the theoretical and make it real. Think about one area this week with your kids maybe, or even a colleague or yourself where you tend to jump in, where you optimize, smooth the path, provide the answer too quickly.
Find that moment where you usually intervene to stop the struggle or prevent the failure. That specific trigger point.
And what if? Just as an experiment, you didn't. What if you consciously held back, paused, let the discomfort hang in the air, let the struggle happen, even if it's awkward or takes longer?
Just Allow it to run its course. Let them wrestle with it, even if they fail initially.
That pause, that moment of holding back, it's going to feel wrong. It might feel like you're being unhelpful, even negligent.
Yeah, it'll feel really uncomfortable, for me at least.
But maybe that discomfort, that space you create by not intervening, is exactly where the real learning happens, where the first brick of genuine, earned self-efficacy gets laid.
So the most supportive act might actually be allowing the failure, allowing the struggle needed to build that resilience.
It's a paradox, isn't it? But maybe resilience is just the shadow competence casts. Earn competence, that's the goal.
So that's the stolen struggle. Let me leave you with one more passage from the detached parent. True confidence isn't a pep talk, it's a brain loop. It's built through experience, trying, failing, recalibrating, and eventually figuring it out. Here's another tough truth. You already know how this works. You built your own confidence the same way, through messy repetition and proof, not affirmation. And somewhere between your experience and your child's, that truth got scrambled. We try to give them shortcuts, pep talks, praise, but kids don't build confidence from our words. They build it from their own evidence. It's the only way. And every time we step in to overpraise or smooth out the path, we interrupt that loop. The confidence loop only works when it completes. Borrowed belief gets them started, but it's the evidence that keeps them going. So each time you rescue, you stop that evidence from logging. You trade their long-term developments for your immediate relief. This is the core of the detached parent philosophy, doing less to produce more. Not because you're indifferent, but because the struggle is the mechanism. The discomfort isn't failure, it's the lab where capability is born. So the real question is, can you tolerate watching them struggle when you have the power to stop it? Because that's the work. Not teaching confidence, not performing calm. Managing your own anxiety long enough to let them complete the loop. Thanks for sitting in the discomfort with me today. And if this landed, share it with another parent who rescues on the reflex. Let's normalize letting the loop finish.